Hello, everybody. We are back. We are Stardock. I'm Adam Beesener. This is Paul Boyer. He's the lead designer on Galactic Civilizations 3. Outside of frame, but he could probably lean in if he wanted to, is Ray Bartos. Bartos? I don't actually know.
I don't actually know.
He's
Protoss, yes.
Ray Protoss. He's the producer on the project, and he's joining us today as well. I'm going to flip it back over here. So we are here. We are actually joining a game that we started yesterday, so we could kind of get into the action, as it were, so that we don't get to see us building, 3 factories and colonizing Mars and doing all the things that you do at the beginning of a game. Ray, put your mic on.
Sorry.
Yeah, but now I have to play your... So I have to go through and destroy all of your buildings.
Yes,
you're
you...
not on my team,
Yeah, so Paul is having an interesting experience. He's actually jumping in and playing as the Iridium, which I started yesterday. So we'll see what he thinks of my method of empire development today. We're just Ray is just getting his computer all set here, which is why we're still sitting in the lobby. So I apologize for that. We could talk about the game a little bit if we wanted to. By the way, we have a little bit of a different audio setup today, so if you are having any trouble hearing Ray or hearing me and Paul, please do let us know in the chat, and I will get that fixed. So we took some questions on the forum, which we, as always, had some great questions, which is great. But I just wanted to get things started a little bit here. We're talking today, kind of trying to at least start on topic with ideology. The ideology system in Galactic Civilizations 3 lets you choose between merciless or malevolent, pragmatic, and benevolent ideologies, sort of moral responses to the galaxy around you. And those come with a bunch of different bonuses, and there's trees in the game, and you get special buildings and special abilities and all that kind of stuff, depending on whether or not you want to, help those around you or, step on them. So, we took some questions. I grabbed a couple of them off the forum. Paul Nasty Tang wants to know.
Sorry. What? All one word?
Nasty Tang, one word. No goofy capitalization, though, so well done there. So Nasty Tang wants to know, so on bigger maps, won't you be able to research all 3 ideology trees? It's kind of a question that we got a lot. People are wondering what the deal is with switching ideologies.
You, in theory, on a giant map, if you spend a lot of time, in theory, you might be able to do all 3 ideology trees. It would be... because they get more expensive as you go. I mean, right now what's in is very temporary. There's going to be more traits, but they stack up. Okay, so are we ready? Okay.
Oh man, I just remembered to switch the camera over to full-time webcam too. You screwed up my magical production skills.
So were we talking to people just staring at the...
Staring at the lobby, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, look, it loaded.
Hooray!
And it's apparently my turn. Okay, so we're there's star bases. What did you got here? What you got? Okay. Here, I'm gonna just hit turn and let Ray make a decision so I can finish what I was saying. So if I lose, that is why. That actually I doubt if we'll have time to lose.
You can totally blame it.
So essentially ideology here. Let me pull up the ideology screen. So right now you can see there's not that many. We're going to add some more. We're going to make it so you can start with 2, so you don't always have to start with like malevolent, or malevolent will be more of a base, like would say start with forced labor and games of strength, and then there'd be another tier below this one. They get more expensive as you go up. Right now they're artificially jacked. Like this one is 20,481 points. That's because I didn't want anybody getting that in the alpha. But those will get lighter. And also there's a penalty on price. Every time you pick something in one tree, the other trees go up. So if you are all malevolent all the time, and then you go, oh, now I'm going to go get benevolent, it's going to cost you, and then that's going to keep going up and keep going up, keep going up. So, like I said, I don't want to put it past somebody on a giant galaxy to figure out a way to do it, but it should be very difficult. It won't be something that every player will do every game, even on a large map.
Very cool. Another question we had, it's Paul's turn, so maybe Ray could speak a little bit to this.
Why is this?
How is ideology different from good, neutral, and evil, right? Like, what is the difference between benevolent and good, right? And, I mean, part of it is that good, neutral, evil tends to be a little bit more in, like, a fantasy setting, right? So, like, in Legendary Heroes, you might feel a little bit more evil or good, but...
Yeah, what I take mostly from that is the fact that I was represented. So I'm not sure what the big reasons were from my player perspective. I pretty much only rock the evil one. What I like a lot right now is that, for example, I'll be able to show my
If somebody's already...
But the thing I was racing for right now, and I really
Whoa. What the hell?
Unfortunately, Paul may have just found out the little sticky situation we had set up for him. I'm excited for this though. We'll get to that in a second.
Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I'm really trying to rush for the forced labor camps. I take great pride in that.
Okay. Big Rectangle says he can't hear Ray very well. 1 second. Sorry. I just want to go in and jack his microphone up a little bit. All right.
What on earth?
Ray's mic not working. What the? I swear to you people, I tested this. I apologize for the issue here. You don't have like mute on or anything, do you?
No,
That would be pretty amazing. I've done that on Skype calls before. Everything's fine. I mean, here, talk again. Yeah, I'm not seeing it at all.
It's alright, I'm planning going through and destroying stuff. Oh,
No, that was. I'm pretty sure you had it on mute. Say something again.
Hello?
And again. What the heck?
There we go. We got switch buttons.
There we go.
There we go.
does this actually work?
Does what actually work, Paul?
This planet full of market centers?
It's amazing. Look at how much cash it puts out.
Sounds like a production strategy to me. I like it.
Your growth is crap, though. Well, I guess it's okay. Yeah, all right. It's
I mean,
a valid.
they
It's a
can't build
valid
anything.
approach. It's a valid approach. You can tell
hopefully-
I'm a Zen dog. I like to specialize when necessary, but that seemed a little excessive.
Have you checked Valis yet?
Yeah. Well, I think that's the one I was just looking at. Oh, Valis is all research.
Yeah.
I do that all the time because it's always too low quality.
Yeah. Well, especially in the alpha right now when you get
Yeah.
the bonus science thing all the time,
Yeah.
which is another thing that people...
Is that still in? I thought we fixed that.
It might be fixed in internal. This is on
God.
public branch.
So actually, you're getting bonus everything right now. The ideologies.
This
Where's the mouse over? So, 10. Okay, no, that must have been fixed. So this must be a separate thing.
It's always interesting having developers play builds that like happened a couple weeks ago or whatever. This is like a 2-week-old build,
Yeah.
which is why you get things like Paul complaining that.
Research technology, 60%.
Because,
Yeah, there's there's
Pods.
Space ponies.
Raw
Wait,
research
more for
90.
me. I don't know if anybody wants that. You can let us know.
Oh, no, that's fine. You had the pods. 50, okay. I thought that you were getting the ideological plus 50, which we fixed.
Oh, I see. No, I mean the colonization event.
Yeah.
You still get all the time.
Yes.
Pods.
Yes. Well, hey, there are two events.
Which is another thing we get a lot. Are we going to have more events?
Oh God, yes.
I think
That is-
the short answer is
Yes.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm creating a whole editor system in the editor, so people, once modders they'll be able to create events. There won't be like as hard coded as they were in Galactic 2. I mean, we could in theory even make like a Steam workshop thing where people could create new events and stuff. So that'll be fun.
That'd be cool.
There will be. I don't want to promise a number, but lots and lots of events because we need them for the ideology system to work. And there was also going to be lots and lots of new anomalies and lots of ideological anomalies, which are something that isn't in yet. Lots of just galactic events, which there are technically some in the game right now, but almost nobody ever sees them. So yeah, you still got no voice.
Yeah, Ray's mic is not working for whatever reason, so I'll probably just pass my mic to him.
I look super cool with this headset though, right guys? Can we get some feedback on that? It looks pretty cool. Alright. No.
So cool, Ray. So,
So cool.
I swear to God I tested this. I don't know if there's something... I don't know what the heck is going on. I'll just pass my mic to Ray when he's wants to get something in, or he can just grab it, I guess.
Apparently, directives do not save. Alan, directives do not save.
The team is probably watching the stream right now.
That would be fantastic.
Actually, Ray, new bug, directives do not save.
Direct.
Okay.
Trumpeter wants to know out of the chat, and this is something we got on the forum a bit as well, are events going to be caused by ideology?
Events will... caused by is a weird way to put it. Events will affect ideology. I assume certain, and that we will have the infrastructure for like certain ideological choices to trigger the chances of certain events. So, yes. But as a rule, events drive ideological choices, not the other way around. But like, say you build a prison planet because you're evil or whatever, there could be an event where they rebel.
Okay. So you can. So there can be some contextual.
There'll be some
things
feedback,
there.
yes.
Sure.
Yeah. And that all just depends on how much time we have to make events.
We're doing little things like planet screens and ship designers right now.
I'm a little busy at the moment. Yeah.
Little things. Very cool.
Why did I build that? Oh, you built that.
I built that. So Paul, why don't you explain the game situation a little bit to the viewers here?
What, the game that we're playing?
Yes.
I don't know what the game situation is. Apparently, the Iridium have made some odd planet building choices.
Some awesome planet building choices.
And hey, have explored the galaxy because I can see Ray over there. And oh, are you sending bad guys to? You sending people to go attack them?
Well, yeah. See, because here's the thing: is that I couldn't send them to escort the colony ship because I didn't have territory there.
Oh, and now you do. So now you're going over there, and he's about to take. Ooh, look at that, 20. You should go get that, Ray. Yeah. See, I didn't even know those ships were going over there. I was too busy going through and micromanaging the planets. This is a good note for everybody who wants the planet management system to be more complicated. Because what did I spend, like 5 minutes, and I've only got 6 planets.
Yeah, there's been some internal conversations, I guess, about how planetary management is going to be going.
No, I think we've actually nailed down that. Now we're kind of debating, well, how many tiles? Because some people want more tiles. I worry that if we add too many tiles, adjacency will lose its value, or it'll become too special, and we essentially make it so now adjacency bonuses are big, but then when you get a class 20 planet and there's a lot of adjacency, it becomes a death planet, and that's not good either. So we're playing with those things, but the screen has been given quite an overhaul in the last couple weeks. That won't be out until the beta. We have some other stuff coming in Alpha 2, but the new planet system will not be until the beta. So what weapons do we have here?
Awesome weapons.
Went straight to beams, huh? Kids in the beams.
The newly colonized planet of Not Yours, Paul. It's a nice level 20 planet right next to, was it Ares 2?
Oh.
I'm really proud of Not Yours, Paul.
Yeah, Derek just came in to tell us that we sound terrible, which is really all my fault. Yeah, Derek will actually be guesting, having a stream of his own next week, which will be very exciting.
About what? What you doing? Oh.
Yes, we have.
Does that mean I get next week off?
We have some secret, unannounced things coming for Legendary Heroes next week, so you'll be able to kind of preview those on Wednesday via the stream. Excuse me there. Evil Monkey asks, how does ideology impact on diplomacy?
Well, that's actually one of the biggest things that ideology is going to do, and since diplomacy is more or less not working yet, and it kind of makes us so we have to put a lot of stopgap things in ideology. But once those ideological choices start impacting how other races interact with you, it's going to have a lot more bang to its buck. Oh, my turn. Okay.
Eduke, I don't know, whatever. You can correct me in the chat. Wants to know when the ship designer will be available, which is a question we get a lot, and I don't think we're quite ready to answer that yet. But sooner than later.
I'm looking at. Well, we are busting our butts to get a alpha version of the ship designer in Alpha 2, mostly because we need people to start breaking it as soon as possible. The problem is we don't want to. We wanted it to be a little closer to finished, but I think that there's enough there to where people are really gonna get a kick out of it. So our goal is to have it in Alpha 2 in some form, and then have it with fingers crossed, more or less finished by the beta, and then finished all the basics. Like we'll probably add stuff even after the beta, like. We want to be able to have your ships have particles on them and stuff like that. The particle system isn't solid yet, so that can't make it in. And so we'll be tweaking it forever.
Particle system is another one of those things where it's like once that's in and better, you're going to see the game look quite a bit better, which we keep getting. We still always see a lot of questions about, how close is this to final? Why do these ships look like Galciv 2 and that kind of thing? There's like major systems not hooked up, basically, is kind of the answer to that question. So they will look much better.
Well, also the ships, I think that if people think the ships look like Galciv 2, they need to go and look at Galciv 2 again. But the rendering system on the ships is not done. Like all the parts are parts we'll be using, but like they're doing weird vibrations. There's no animation yet. There's no particles. There's no damage map. There's no engine IDs. So there's a lot of post-processing that's going to go on to make them sexier. But the core, hey, what's that? I don't suppose you were kind enough to leave a ship. Ooh, perfect. Oh,
I left you all kinds of fun things to play with, Paul.
Well, no,
Whether
I just
or not
want to
you
go
take
kill his
advantage
survey ship. Oh, and I ran out of turns. So. Yeah, anyways, what was I saying? Lots of cool stuff. The ships are coming along. Particle system is still missing. I hate to point out a bug, but if you look at like right now, you'll see that the IDs the ships kind of vibrate a little. That is a problem in the way they're rendering. That's got to get fixed. I think you'll appreciate it a little more when you see when everything starts getting polished. And even our goals for the graphics, I'm sure, will not be as good as what it's going to finally look like when we're done, because every time we undo one more layer, we find something else we can optimize.
I had a couple of questions about ideologies. Are political parties still in?
Yes. Well, no. Maybe. No, governments are in. Different governments are in. Whether the political parties will... I'm kind of hoping the ideology tree will essentially just give you those political parties will be more bonuses than because they were bonuses before, but that's all they really were. But you had to like go through all this stuff to use them, and to change them, and then that affected elections. And ideally, what I'd like to do is simplify it a little. Different ideologies will unlock different governments, and then you can switch those governments. And whether the political parties will kind of check and balance that is still a question.
So there will be something in there.
We're working on it, but I would like to simplify that a little. What they did will still be there. How it's done is still a little bit up for grabs.
Very cool. Understandable if you can't say, but is Alpha 2 still on track for April 2014 as in Frogboy's original post?
It is on track now, but I don't want to promise anything in case, because I really want to get the the ship designer in, and that's the bottleneck now. We can't release it with it like too broken, or everybody will get mad. And also, one of our long-term goals is to, and this makes the programmers want to murder me. I think it's your turn, Ray. Is to make it so once the ship designer is out there, those ships you'll be able to just roll them forever. So like, I don't want people designing Voltron in the alpha and then the next version break comes out and those ships are garbage and you have to redesign them. So we want to make sure that as much compatibility with the ships carries forward forever. I mean, we'll add new features, but your old ships should always be able to be opened and then made better. And that's one of the things that, so we have like this pressure to make sure that it's solid and can be upkept forever, because we want this for 6 years or whatever, these ships to be able to stick around.
Very cool. Big Rectangle asks, will there be mutually exclusive choices in ideology?
We have the capability for it, but I don't know yet. Right now, it doesn't seem like we need it, because we have a new ideology tree kind of specced out, and I'll be working on that actually over Easter break. But we don't. I'm going to try and avoid it, because it's a little bit annoying when you're like, well, I can't ever have this. Whereas what we want to do is make it so that you don't feel the need to have it. Or if you are like a crazy completionist, that those things work together. You can say, yes, I have this super evil thing, but that's the new me. I'm evil now. I don't want to say just because you ever did this, you can't do this. But like I said, the tech exists to do that. So we'll see. Does this have no...
Will there be expansions like in Galciv 2? Yes, there will be lots of expansions and lots of DLC, and we already have a bunch of ideas that have kind of were in the original design, have gotten pulled out that'll be in expansions, not because we want to nickel and dime anybody, but because they just wouldn't fit in the time frame of we need to actually ship a game at some point. And we have to balance the core game, Ray's bringing up, which is an excellent point.
There are great things where, like, you'll essentially have a game that is that you'll essentially have a game that is. Oh, you are making a shit ton of money. Guess that worked out. We can balance the game, and we don't want to force every player to. That is why you were making so much money. We don't want to force every player to do every little game idea we think of. So we want a solid game. And then in the expansions the main expansions are make the game better, fix problems, add new overall features. But who's idle? Anyways, oh good, I got my antimatter plant. Okay.
Once you have that foundation, kind of the point is once you have that foundation, that you could build more things on top of it, and without necessarily bogging things down and allowing players to kind of focus on the parts of the game that they like or that they find particularly interesting.
Yeah, well, also the I hate that. I gotta fix that. The DLC will be okay. So, like I said, expansions will be. Come on, here. It's hard to talk and play. Okay, so the DLC will be. I mean, the expansions will be big, scope changing, to gameplay. They'll add bigger features. I guess I shouldn't really announce it, but they'll add bigger game-wide features. The DLC will be the little fun things that might break the game if we included them in a thing. But like one of the DLC I want to do is Rise of the Snathy, where essentially we turn the. Did you win? That's what I get.
That's what I get for his planet.
I took his his little fleet. It was nothing but a lost defender.
Yes.
Set it there and then it'd be slaughtered.
Well, I figured that lasers used to be overpowering and it would work, but apparently not. Well, this is not my fault. This is his fault for planning so badly. Got to get those larger hulls, dude. Larger hulls.
Build some larger hulls, man.
That's what I'm doing now. So, anyways, yeah. So the DLC will then the smaller, funner things will be in DLC, and you won't necessarily they won't affect the main game as much. So, like, I want to make the Snathy a major race, but in like a really crazy game-breaking way. So that would be a DLC, and then we'll make sure that in regular mode they play less game-breaking. But I have like little things like that, and then we have some great ideas for star bases, for different types of star bases, things like that don't warrant an entire expansion. Those will go into like DLCs and stuff, and new maps, new campaigns, things like that.
Sure.
New ship parts, new ship styles. Whereas like when we go, oh, now this whole episodic, now you've taken back Earth. Earth gets to go kill everybody. That's an expansion pack. So
sure. Will there be an option to turn off user submitted star names? It's something that's come up a lot on the forums.
I'm a little surprised by that. Let us see if once you actually get the game and there are literally 10,000 star names, whether you feel the need. Also, we do reserve the right to edit some of these names. So some of them that kind of have been approved may be a little over the top in some way or another. We might kind of clean them up a little, make them a little more sci-fi. But if it proves necessary, we would have the ability. But I think that it might be a bit of an overreaction right now because, like I said, once there's 10,000 names, the odds of you seeing that one star name that really pissed you off is going to be pretty low.
Yeah, and you can if you do colonize it, you can always change the name, and failing that, you can always go take it over and then go change the name. So we're providing avenues for you to role play. Basically, is what we're doing. Evil Monkey mentioned, probably worth mentioning the changes to the star names on the stream so that everybody knows. That's true. We just got that up today on the website, galciv3.com/nameastar. You can edit your star name that you have submitted. It'll have to be reapproved, so you can't slip anything by us that way. So you can edit your star name, and you can also include numbers and spaces in your star name now. So
Come at me, bro.
Did we just now do that?
Just again.
I had sent him a while ago. Don't worry, I'll kill you later.
funny.
Actually, here, let's do a little experiment. Let's do a thought test with this Lost Defender versus your Lost Defender.
Oh, after you whittled it down?
No, I mean, oh yeah, that's true. Maybe there's some advantage to that. This should open. Oh, never mind. That's my bad. Oh, okay.
We had another question from the forums from Parrot Math, who many people know certainly. What are all the ways one will gain ideology points? Is it just going to be settling planets and anomalies, or will there be ideology gained by conquering planets or diplomacy or other things like that?
There will be ideology primarily from settling planets, galactic events, anomaly events, which, like I said, are not currently in. There are those ones that right now are in where they just give you some points. Those probably will be replaced with a choice. There are certain improvements. You keep building a forced labor camp, you essentially end up giving yourself ideology points each time. You're reinforcing that thing. So there'll be ways, certain improvements will give them. Certain actions, we might make it so we could very easily make it so, like, when you bombard, you get evil points. If you use information warfare, I mean, that's where you really start getting into dangerous territory. But yeah, we have the infrastructure to kind of award them through anything. So we're going to start with the basics: events, anomalies, and improvements, and work our way up from there.
Sure. We kind of covered that already.
Your turn again, Ray.
Had a good question from Silor on the forums, but we've kind of gone over it, just talking about going through, switching trees and unlocking multiple ideological branches. We had a question from Paramath preceded by, yes, I know this week's topic is ideology, but sometimes Paul gets off topic, which is a gross mischaracterization, I feel like. Come on now. Anyway, I noticed in a forum post that the maximum human players will be hard set to 4. What is the thinking behind this? Why a limit of 4, not 6 or 8? Will this limit be changed in a future expansion?
Who said that?
I don't know. I wasn't able to track that down. I didn't know if you
we say hard set to 4 in
alpha. I think
beta.
Right.
That we would like as many people as possible. Unfortunately, a lot of that comes down to just the more people you have, the easier it is for the game to drop. So that it definitely could change. It will never be probably infinite, but we'll keep playing with that. And at the very least, like in expansions, once everything is rock solid, maybe we can start building. Infrastructure will get better. So yes, that definitely could change.
I know from talking to Nathan, who's our technical lead, that there's no like hard set technical limit for that. There's no way this engine can ever do more than 4 or 8 or 16 or anything like that. But it's just a matter of catching all those desyncs, and you end up with a much larger chance for error the more people you add. Yeah. And so it's just a matter of how stable can we build the system. I mean, we know we can make it pretty stable, and we know we're gonna ship with a really good multiplayer experience. But how far we can push that, we just don't know yet. One thing I did want to bring up too that struck me as Ray and I were playing yesterday is that I think the multiplayer situation, multiplayer games are going to go a lot faster once people understand that you can do like everything. You can do like almost everything during the other player's turns, and then just do like your ship movement basically on your own turn. And
we're going to keep polishing that. There'll be like right now you can't eject a ship. There's a bunch of little bugs like that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're going to make it so you can plan. I think that people don't, even when we're playing, we forget.
Yeah. But it's really, like, the system's really cool. I mean, it's not, you don't run into the situation like you do in games that have truly simultaneous turns where, like, the person who clicks fastest gets to invade first. Like, we don't want that. And we avoid that with our system, but you are able to, like, well, okay, when my turn comes around, I'm going to go invade that, like, and have that all set up and get those inputs done. So theoretically, multiplayer will go quite a bit faster. Once people are kind of more used to it, I guess. Trumpeter wants to know, will there be more than 3 ideology trees? That's a question we get a lot as well.
We have the infrastructure for that. Currently, in the base game, there will probably only be 3. One of the things that I toyed with was rather than having unique text trees, was having each race type have their own unique ideology tree. I don't think that's really going to work, but it might be something we play with in an expansion or even a DLC.
All those things that make races more interesting and more unique. Hey, Ronan came in with a link to this post from Brad, a.k.a. Frogboy, a.k.a. Dragonall, a.k.a. the CEO and creator of Galciv. A few things that we plan. Map sizes that easily support 100-plus players. We plan to strictly limit the number of human players to 4. So, to answer your question, Paul, who said that?
Brad did.
Brad
did. I think the answer
is
always Brad did. Yeah, I think that is subject to change. And the truth is, if Brad said it, he had a reason. So maybe he's thinking that it won't be fun to have more than 4. So we'll find out. We'll find out as the game gets better. And honestly, the truth is, if the game is more fun with 4, if it gets too hard to play with more than that, we might just say no, 4. But I don't like at this point committing to anything 100% because there's so much still in the works.
Totally. Have you conquered the Drengen yet, Paul?
No. I'm still just trying to build infrastructure.
Man, I built you plenty of
build giant fleet, then send it to wipe them out in one big.
I think I even had transports in the queue.
Really?
With a bunch of Sniper Mark IIs.
Yeah, but those are garbage.
Well, yeah, but it's not like Ray has anything better.
Well, he had that one lost defender.
I think you have a lost defender.
I see one transport.
I suppose
do
actually
see one
Ray's is
that-
Ray's. That's a good point. Ray's Lost Defender is better because he's Drengen, and so he's got a bunch of extra hit points and
that
and
is
whatnot.
technically true. I hate
So-
that. Well, let's see. So yours is 20. Mine is... Oh, wait, that's mine. I can't see yours anymore. What's your hit points?
I will not tell you. 'Cause
No, I just want to know. We're not going to have time to finish. What is
We might
26,
we might come
28?
back.
it's super high.
How high is...
I researched the tech that makes it super awesome.
Oh,
I
you
can't-
researched the hit point boosting tech. I wrote the tech tree. I know
I know
which
you
tech
did.
you
You
researched.
designed the game. You should know. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I believe mine's at 20, 24 right now.
Okay, that's not bad.
So,
Yeah, see,
The
those are little
Drengen
things-
one is at 24
That's
for the
the
record.
little things I forget about.
well, Drengen are superior.
Drengen are
So
indeed
it's Ray's
often
turn, by the
superior.
way. I'm more concerned about the fact that these fogs in suns in the exposed fog in a load game are showing up as tactical icons.
Oh
That's
yeah, we've been
unacceptable.
fighting that for a while, haven't we? The like weird reverting to tactical.
Well, I think it's just that they are on a different layer. Those tactical icons have to behave differently than everybody else.
Oh right. There's a lot of things about the fog that annoy me, but I'll bother you about those later.
Well, hopefully most of them are bugs.
I assume so. There's just a lot of information that you get through the fog that seems like you probably shouldn't, like what they're building.
Yeah. Oh no, that is
For
purposely
example.
left in for alpha, so we can.
Oh, just for Alpha to keep an eye on it, sure.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, eventually, a lot of those things will require a tech to be able to see what somebody has on their planet and stuff, like we did in Galactic 2.
Excellent. So why haven't you conquered the Drengen yet?
I don't know. Why should I? Can't we all just get along?
Oh man. We tried that, didn't work. Awesome. One last question before we move on and shut this thing down for a week and get out of here for our Easter vacation, which is
I will
lovely.
be working.
Which there's a bunch of the Galsif team is not taking the vacation because
Well, no,
they're
we take the vacation.
well,
I'm just
you'll
gonna
take
be
it
working.
later.
No, everybody's taking it. I'm just going to be working it all. What do you think laptops are for? I got a
Fair
whole
enough.
tech tree to redo.
Fair enough. I tend to, if anything blows up in my job, it tends to come over email, so I get it on my phone. So anyway, one last question. Toast Fairy Floyd, that's his name, asks, will we see the Lentslandians again?
Oh yeah, they're still all of the minor races will be back. Probably not for a few betas. Unfortunately, a lot of the whole point of the minor races is mostly for Mopar parts. I'm sorry. Most of the minor races are diplomatic and trade related, so there's really no point in having them in now, and it's otherwise than things to kill. But yes, the miners will be back. Hopefully, new miners will be back. We'll have a race editor and all that stuff, so you can make even more minor races. But I love trading with them. That's where I get all my money.
I love just any strategy game that adds the idea of neutrals or minors or whatever. I always feel like that adds so much to the strategic, the diplomatic, the trading side of the game, rather than just the traditional, like, there's a bunch of there's a bunch of it's more like a board game, I guess, a traditional way.
Well,
so
we
I was-
will also have sorry. We'll also have like pirates and such. So there will be things to kill other than minor races and your friends.
but maybe when you're the Drengen, you kill all your friends anyway.
That's the plan.
Excellent. Anyway, that's gonna probably do it for our stream today. We are 40 minutes in. I like to try to keep it to like 30, but
This planet
then we get talking.
chapping my hide.
And Paul hates the way I build empires. We've
Well,
learned
no,
that
it's
today.
just that I generally go really quick and get a research coordinator or something to boost my research. So I set this up this way, and yet because you chose malicious or
Malevolent.
malevolent, it's hard to get that. So now I have to go through the research tree and do all this stuff, whereas usually I just go straight to the neutral learning center or whatever it's called, slap that down there and get my research way up.
Yeah. See, you can't kill anybody with that. This is the problem.
No,
That
but
doesn't
you
that
can
doesn't
then learn
invade
how to
anything.
build things that kill people faster.
Good example of how the ideology tree affects the game. Basically.
That is a great example of the way that ideology affects a game. Is that
And hopefully
losing
will be
that
way more so.
right?
The idea to wrap up the ideology conversation we're technically supposed to be having is ideology is supposed to be, and it isn't really as such in the current alpha because a lot of the diplomacy and stuff isn't hooked up. But ideology will have big global bonuses. You research this, your whole race gets this. All your planets do this. Your planet's diplomacy goes up. Blah blah blah. Techs are more. You get this thing. You can now build this thing. Whereas ideology is now you're known as this, so everybody gives you this thing. So there, like I said, that's the major difference. Is ideologies there'll be less of them, but there'll be bigger global bonuses.
Very cool. Hey, sorry about the microphone problems this week, guys. I honestly don't even know what the heck happened. I'm going to go through another round of testing because I swear, like I did the old local record and everything was fine on different mics. And so anyway, that's my fault. Hopefully you're able to hear Paul, who tells you all the interesting things anyway. I just kind of set him up for him to knock him down anyway. But thanks for watching. It was a pleasure as always. We will be hopefully back next week, depending. I know, like I said, we're going to have a Fallen Enchantress Legendary Heroes stream next week, next Friday, previewing some new things going on with that game. So you can check that out there. I'll get this cut up into some highlights and get it up on YouTube, and so you can have all the Galciv you need. There should be some big news coming out for the further alpha patches soon. I would think we've been getting those kind of nailed down, so that's the deal. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.